Welcome to the Late Sesh. I'm Skillbo One, joined as always with Red Setter Farm, and always ever welcome Spartan Grown. What's happening, fellas? What's happening, chat?
What's going on, nice Skillbo?
Chilling, man, chilling.
Nice Spartan.
Yeah, man.
Everybody's having a wonderful evening. I'm do my job here, trying to pull up YouTube in general.
Yeah, right.
What's going on, nice Spartan?
Doing pretty good, man. I've been trimming most of my evening after I got out of work. I came home and started working. And just trimmed up until it was time to come on here. Well, after I gardened.
No crazy drinks tonight?
I have some up there.
Okay.
But you gotta finish this one first.
Okay. You got to get the energy up first, then you'll go back to the lemon cayenne.
Yeah, I probably won't do lemon cayenne today. I wasn't a huge fan of that one. It was a little strange. I think I had a strawberry something up there. I think I'll try with something sweet today.
I was looking for that one today when I went and picked up a stash. I'm letting it nice and cold.
Hey man, Meyer had them on sale. I don't know if they're still on sale, but they had them on sale like two for.
It sucks, man. Yeah, Meyer's like too far for me. Meyer's
MTA,
like
Myers 50 acres, baby.
Sucks. It was like Meyer shouldn't be anywhere. It's a half hour from anybody. I'm out.
There's two in Jackson, man. I got two over here by me.
Bougie up
I have
there.
a Kroger. that's real close. So
I also have a Kroger and a Walmart. All that shit.
Didn't
I don't
find the
live in a-
cayenne one. I get my usual. I get the super. What is it? It's the super kombucha. The fucking it's like all ginger. I think it's like all ginger or something like that. It might just be straight ginger.
Ginger.
And the other one is ginger lemon, which is really good. I like that one. And then I do my ginger tea. I finally got stocked back up on ginger, man. I've been drinking decaf coffee all week. But fortunately, I got loaded up with some, what is it? It's Roost Roast. It's a lobster butter. Roost Roast is a local, I don't know, coffee.
Lobster butter kombucha.
Yeah.
Okay,
Dude,
there we go.
No, not kombucha. Just decaf coffee for the week. Been out of kombucha. Haven't done any grocery shopping, man. Finally went and got my ginger, got my kombuchas, got my.
Oh, they're already on you about
myself
turning
set
up the
up.
mic,
Yeah,
Red.
I don't have to drink the coffee right now. So, what you saying, man?
I said they're already telling you to turn up the mic, man.
Man, really? Jesus, it's. I'm telling you, it must be my cable.
You know what you have to do is you have to play the Lord and hover over the microphone.
no.
There you go.
Joe Rogan mic check. Fist to the face. Fist from the face, man.
Closer than this fist.
Can't be that close.
Just to the mic.
Yeah, I know. See, I tried just cranking on my levels so I can kind of sit back a little bit. You know what I mean? Because if not, I can't. But I guess I got to do what I got to do. I don't know why everything dimmed down. It's got to be my cable because I used to be able to sit here right up on the mic or away from the mic and wouldn't have any issues. So I don't know. We'll see.
You getting that late sesh voice in the early late sesh part of the show.
How about now?
How about now?
Late Sesh, I like it.
There we go.
Dude, I'm all gained out, man.
Look at
if I crank any further, I'm gonna feedback.
Dude, I'm over there just watching Spartan prepare this. He's got the ice in the bong. It's clean. He's putting a little bit of kefir something on top. What's going on there? What are we smoking?
This is Mac 1.
Oh.
And then it's just got trim tray hash. But I'm going to be smoking after this. I wanted to finish up the Mac 1 that I already had pre-ground, and then I'm going to be switching to snow cane. That's what I've been trimming. So I'll be switching to snow cane because it's more, it'll keep me awake more. It won't put me to bed like this will.
I really like the snow cane that you have. I really do.
I think
Thanks,
we're figuring
man.
it out, guys.
Cut if you ever want.
I used it for a wake and bake. What I had from you, I was like, nope, I'm just going to use this first thing in the morning. It's got a great flavor, super ass smooth. You know what I mean? And to get my day started right.
I find for me, it's one of those highs that creeps up on you, and then it takes a while to hit you, but then it's a longer lasting high too. Like for me, like when I've noticed it actually Sunday, I was smoking during the podcast, and at one point I just was had this really soaring high, and I was questioning myself, why am I so high right now? And it's because I was smoking that snow cane. It's different. I hadn't had it for a while, so that helps because I've been smoking pretty much Mac 1 exclusively. I think I smoked pretty much outside of what I just passed out to people when we went to events and stuff. I smoked the rest of that plant all myself.
That's head stash. That's what
Got
it's
like
for.
that
Yeah,
much
man.
left. But the good news is I've got one hanging in the dry room, ready to trim.
Reg, you want to show off your 1940s Humphrey Bogart cigarette holder that you've got the J's in that are already properly labeled and set up?
Yeah, dude.
Get your white girls.
I've already lost it, Scoble.
Wheels are coming off at 11:05, folks. There it is. Do you play Baccarat, Mr. Bond? Rainbow Driver.
I like how you can label it. That's fucking sweet, dude.
Yeah, you hit it with a little ISO and it goes away. Oops, sorry about the click.
You're grinding, I don't care. It's all good. Just don't grind next to the thing.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, leather bound or whatever. Dude, this thing was, I don't know, cheap. This is a smoke shop buy, like $5, $3, something like that. Something super cheap. Not bad though. It'll hold a pack of cigarette. It'll hold about like 16 pre-rolls or something like that. I want to say it'll hold just shy of a pack of cigarettes or something like that.
Right on. So which one are you going to go with first?
I have a Rainbow Driver right here, already pre-rolled up, so I'm gonna fire that bad boy up. I'm not wasting a half hour to do that.
This way it doesn't take 21 minutes. Notice he's got them rolled, folks. It's because he likes to wait and take 30 minutes to get that first joint rolled. He was like, fuck that, I'm coming prepared tonight, folks. So I busted into an old jar and I'm smoking some Keweenaw copper that I harvested in March. So super smooth at this point, but it still retains a lot of its flavor. It's good. I hope that I see we have 50 people chilling out with us. I want to say cheers to all of you. Hopefully you got through your Monday okay, and it's time to unwind, roll something up, heat up the email, what have you. There we go. Show it off. That's beautiful.
Yeah, just harvested it today. Just harvested it about 2 weeks ago. So I'm gonna give it a go. Love it. The snow cane is like the flavor on it. I think is it does have some strawberry in it, but it's not like super punchy in the face strawberry. It's like a subtle strawberry. So if I had any criticism for the snow cane is that I wish it was. I don't know if I hunted more on I feel like if I hunted more, I might have found one that was a little bit more strawberry. Like I don't know that the PT. I really liked that PTSD or whatever that one, the pineapple tie.
Yeah.
The one that abolished
sour strawberries.
Yeah, that was more strawberry. Oh, that one.
Yeah.
I love that flavor.
I know. I can't believe you didn't keep that one for at least passing out for cuts, because I really think that one could have won if it had been entered. I mean,
I think so too. It was my favorite.
That'd be tough to top.
It was my favorite. Sure.
Because we play it fair over here at MBGS, we were not allowed to win. Oh, cheers, Jack. I see you out there. Got the puzzle rolling.
Speaking of Jack, those Velvet Punch are still looking pretty good. They're in 1 gallon right now, and I'm kind of like playing it day by day when I'm going to up pot them. So I know that when I up pot them, they're going to take off. You know what I mean? They're going to stretch out and they're going to take off in veg. But the difference between the tallest pheno and the shortest pheno is pretty great, I think. So I'm really playing it close here, but what I'm doing is my thought process is I'm letting them stay in 1 gallons for a little bit longer than I'd like to try to slow down the growth of the bigger plants. And then the smaller plants, obviously, give them time to try to catch up a little bit. So that's what I'm trying right now. I don't know, but I'm going to have to transplant within a week or so, I think, to get them into their final pots and get them vegging up. And then I don't know how long it's going to be before I throw them into flower. It all depends on how they grow, but it's cool. I've got them to 1 gallon stage, and they're getting ready to go up into their final pots. So that's exciting. About time to start. When I do that too, I'll probably take clones. I like to clone the same time that I transplant. Top, and I take my clones from the top. I really believe that when you top the plant, I don't know the words to explain it, but when you top the plant, I think it encourages root growth at the same time to like spread out. So,
I'm a topper, man.
Yep, me too.
Hard
I'm a
top.
topper over a super cropper. I like the hard.
Oh man, I do
hard strip.
everything. Honestly, I do them all. I do. So I have two different types of topping. The topping that I was just talking about, I'd use that for clones. So I'm cloning and topping at the same time. I'm shaping the plant too. But generally speaking, after that, I do really small toppings. Like either I'll top right at the clone stage or pretty close to the clone stage, and then after that, I'll do what a lot of people know or heard of, the GML technique of topping, where he takes just the top fan leaves, but he doesn't take the actual node itself, and that gives you the same kind of reaction as far as the plant goes, where it bushes out, but it doesn't. How do I explain it? But you don't lose that top. You still keep that top.
Just stripping it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So you just take the top, the topmost, the apical meristem. You just take all the big fan leaves, and you can take it 2 or 3 notes down if you like. Just take the fan leaves, and it'll slow that one down, and the other ones will catch up. And you keep doing that. It's like an everyday thing, though. And so, I mean, yeah, it's some work, but it's a little bit of work every day instead of a lot of work all at once.
Right.
And I just think the plant doesn't slow down as much. So, like, it just pushes out better, but it doesn't really slow down like a topping does.
It's not as hardly stressful if you just do it in minute, rather than
Yeah.
doing like 60% of the plant you're just ripping off in one sitting.
Yep.
I was like taking about a third of the top of the plant off, stripping all the leaves except for the very top 2 leaves, and this is after being hard topped. So these aren't nodes. These aren't top nodes. These are middle nodes, but you have to keep those leaves. You can't strip before topping. You have to top and then strip, or else you'll strip all your leaves off and you won't be able to top your plant right. Typically when I do mothers, I take it down as far as I can go, almost like a bonsai. Like the very top node or top branch will be on a stalk or a stem that's this thick around. It'll be like 6 months old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It'll be this tall. And I mean, those would be like the very bottom branches, and I'll leave those, and they'll eventually come back as plants if you have a couple of weeks, and you can get those back as plants. But if you're limited on height, if you're limited on whatever, you can't rock a clone out and get a new mom. You got to keep that mom for whatever reason.
Back it back. Don't be afraid. Yeah.
Kick it back. I mean,
the only key is don't
to work on when you're only leaving 6 or 8 leaves on the whole plant. You know what I mean? But those plants come back. They're resilient, man. They're incredible. You're creating like anti-fragility when you're doing this stuff. I mean, the plant bounces back. It's a lot sturdier, stable. And what I really like about it is you get all these free nodes, and they just end up branching out, and you get this little bush of a plant. You just get a little nice little puff ball, nice little round puff ball of a plant. Looks like a little cotton ball. Looks like a lollipop. You ever see the lollipop plants, and you wonder how it gets like that? It's pretty much how it gets like that.
Is that talking mostly about the grape ape for that, right? I mean, that's probably one that really responds well to that, as far as pushing out for lollipopping.
That one just has, I mean, the internode spacing on that is on top of each other. There is no internode spacing. I mean, there's nodes
stacked.
coming out of nodes. Yeah, it's really stacked. It's kind of why I like that one. You really got to keep it clean on the inside, but it's one you got to keep stripping down. It grows so slow. If I could compare it to something like the Mac or something like that, it just grows so slow. So it's almost not even necessary. As long as I'm keeping it pruned, I usually don't have an issue with it overgrowing. Sometimes it likes to go wide. The leaves, the petioles are like this long, right? It's these long petioles. So the leaves will kind of overtake some other plants. You got to really just keep it maintained. Otherwise, it has a ton of little tiny leaf structure on the inside, and the thing just stacks up. It doesn't grow tall or big or fast or anything like that. I would say, like, as far as like the moms go, like Rainbow Driver and those ones there, like Death Star for one, those are like manageable. Like I'm always managing those moms. Girls Gone Wild. I mean, they're just shooting out branches left and right. And what I got to do with those, I mean, if it's a mom and I'm cleaning back a mom, there's branches that don't get cloned. They end up getting composted because there's so many of them. And I'm not, maybe if I was monocropping, but a lot of the internal ones, they don't get good light anyway. They're not good clones. You know what I mean?
Off, yeah. I would like to report that there's been an alien abduction. As you can tell from the screen, Spartan Grown has been taken to the mothership.
Good, at least they didn't come my way. Come on back, Spartan. Hope you're okay.
Yeah, it's like Seek said. He's probably got computer probably died or some kind of issue. He'll reconnect when he can, I'm sure. Got some kind of security error. He said he's restarting the computer. I'm reading the message right now. So he will be back. God damn, this is smooth. Shout out to Silver Squirrel Farms for this Keweenaw copper seeds that I got off of him a while ago. So,
speaking of Spartan, speaking of Mint and Canico, Han Solo Burger. I got my hands on Han Solo Burger. What was it, Friday? I think I was weighing out Han Solo Burger eighths. Actually, I don't think I was weighing out the eighths. I want to say I was just labeling the Han Solo Burger. I feel like that was already taken care of, and I was weighing out something else. I could be wrong though. We were definitely throwing labels. Ah, man, like a homogenized bag of fruity, flavorful, skunky, funky weed.
Yeah, man.
I mean,
so many varieties. It's just got to be.
It's unfathomable. Yeah, like I mean, I've never been in a room with packs like that. I mean, it's just great. It's amazing. This is all licensed cannabis. You know, the legal, real deal.
If you got to work at 8 o'clock in the morning, I mean, you might as well go do something you want to do and be around something you want to be around.
Absolutely.
So shout out
to really awesome people.
New Standard.
Yeah, I want to give a big shout out to New Standard Cannabis. I got an awesome opportunity as like a temp worker to give them guys a hand, just helping out wherever they need it. Really, it was supposed to be just helping bag and tag, and it ended up being helping at the service desk, helping play product specialist, help run the cash register, a little bit of everything. So I got a chance to run a couple of shifts last week, and they still needed me as a temp next week, and I'm hoping to get thrown on a schedule temporarily, part-time in the future as well. So stop in there for some good recreational medical goodies. Man, they do medical discount on recreational as well. And if you're interested in like any of the top end flower in Michigan, True North Connections, Mint and Canico, Apothecare, all these fire ass brands, man, just going through. My best friend, growing up, one of the owners of New Standard, and they don't fuck around, man. They turn down packs all the time from.
That's good though. You know what I mean? I don't want just.
Yes, they're not bringing in just whatever. They're only bringing in the best of the best in Michigan. Yeah, so they hold on to some mechanical products in there, and it's always good to see those blue bags on the shelf. Well, you're not gonna see the blue bags on the shelf. You're gonna see them in little 8 jars. But yeah, man, it's great to have that in there.
Welcome back, Spartan Grown. I said that you would
not be in the blue bags. So
you had gotten abducted, and now that you're back from a quick probing, it's good to see you again. You just smoked out the whole screen.
Yeah, I lost my so now I gotta re-up my.
Look at that. He's like a wizard back there in the smoke, like he just poofed back into some shit.
Yeah, I had to make sure just in case those aliens, just in case those blink twice if you've been probed.
Every show, bro. Every show you get me.
What was I gonna? No, that totally broke my.
Fucking fucked you up. I know.
Yeah. Oh, I had to smoke. That's the reason for the big cloud. I had to smoke because just in case those aliens had Rona, man.
Exactly.
I had to kill that shit.
They say cannabis helps. I say it can't hurt.
Not they say that. It's a fucking proven fact now. It's a scientific study up in Canada. They've already found 8 strains. They're still working on. They're testing through a bunch of strains. They found 8, but of course they didn't say what strains they were.
They can't link a cannabinoid to those or a terpene or anything yet. Out of 8.
Well, they are not really. I don't know who's paying them, but they must have a pretty big interest because they're being pretty tight-lipped from what I've seen.
Fucking Brittany.
I haven't looked that hard. Full disclosure, I haven't looked that hard, but yeah, that stuff. They're not really letting it out. All I've seen is that they've said they found 8 strains so far.
Right on.
Definitely helped, and then just smoking in general, so it doesn't even have to be cannabis, but I'm going to say cannabis. But smoking in general keeps the back of your throat pretty dry, and that's where they say that because it's an airborne virus, it will go through and it kind of incubates, it sits in the back of your throat where it's wet, and it generally will, that's where it duplicates and gets bigger, and then starts to spread throughout your whole system. So smokers generally have much drier area back there, so it can't really take hold there either. So there's that. Plus, some can, I don't know which ones, but some cannabinoids in cannabis have already been shown to.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what that is.
Yeah, me too.
Haas Farms was asking what the limit was for purchases in a provisioning center. It's 2.5 ounces in a provisioning center. They actually have a system with metric to where as they're ringing it in, it won't allow you to go over state limits. So they'll with the combination between concentrates, edibles, and flour, it is a little bit less on the flour and it's a little bit different, and it all kind of works its way out with state limits. God, dude, I don't even know what the concentrate limits are. They were like something stupid, like 7 grams or something in the beginning, but I know that they bumped it all up. It might even be an ounce of concentrate or something like that. But
so since it's all metric and it's all tracked, I do have a question. So if I buy 2.5 ounces from New Standard, and then I skip along on my merry way, and I drive by and I happen to look at Leafly or one of those other apps, and I find that they have some other really, really good smoke at a different dispensary, and I go in there, have I met my limit for the day, or I don't know.
Man, I really
metric, you're fucked.
Yeah, I would imagine you could say that you consumed it really fast and then went back out and beat the system.
There is
25 minutes, 2.5 ounces, right there, baby.
I don't know the number.
Scanned in, to be honest.
Okay.
You get your driver's license scanned when you stop.
Right.
Yeah.
And then
Since it's one system.
Right. So I don't know, not having tested the system like that. It's something I could ask. Probably.
I remember reading somewhere, and I don't know the exact numbers, but I think there's even a purchasing limit per month, like over a period of time. Like you can only get so much in a period of time that'll be tied to your it'll be tied to your patient number.
Sure.
But I don't know the number. I just kind of fogly remember reading it in one of the laws.
I want to give a shout out to Medical Mondays podcast. They just joined us. Cheers. What's going on, guys? Talking with them before the show, and we would like to have them on the show, on the Late Sesh, come through and kick it and see what's going on with them, man. Because it's all love in the mitten. Yeah, he's high as fuck. I'm sure they've already did their live stream for the last 2 hours. They were on live at 9 p.m. until 11 p.m. And that's where you can get your Monday fix in, man.
Nice. Always love
after
seeing more people.
After our show.
Exactly.
Eagle Gardens is rolling. Monday night's a great night for content, man.
Because after we go off, Eagles on, then you ride through with
Eagles
that.
On after us.
You know what I mean? So you can get 6 hours or more of fucking straight cannabis content.
10 hours of content. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and Eagle goes even longer. So I mean,
you get 6 hours like Eagle alone.
Oh yeah,
well, he does a double. He does, down the rabbit hole afterwards. So.
Yeah, but I'm saying is like, so you could start at what time does medical start at
9 p.m.
You can start at 9 p.m. and probably get to 9 a.m.
get to 6 at least, right?
I think I woke up the other morning and either in Eagle was on. Eagle was still on the other morning, and holy shit, it's still on.
See, what we got to do is we got to move the wake and bake, man. So when we move the wake and bake, it'd be really cool to pick it up where you can go from 6 o'clock and then carry on to the show from there. Get a little more mileage out of it.
Shout out to Cheech Glass, man. This beaker bong is fucking a tank. I just smashed it on the table. I thought I was cleared to the table. I was going to put it on my lap, but I wasn't. I just smashed it straight down. It didn't even. I'm still worried, but I didn't even fuck with it. So, shout out to them. I didn't.
Check out the little cracks.
Yeah, man.
With water, so I mean, I would see some drippage. None yet.
That's a solid sounding piece when she hits, isn't it?
Yeah.
There was another point I did want to make about the whole metric scan-in system and everything that's actually going on right now. So, okay, check it out. If you have an expired driver's license get it renewed. Try to not wait too long. Most people are like in line right now for like 2 months or something, trying to like get their driver's license, renew their expired driver's license, right? Because it has to be scanned in. If you don't have that paper copy that says that it's a renewed license and it's actually expired, you can't enter it in the system. And if you do enter it in the system, it reads expired, and we can't actually. You can't get in.
You gotta get turned away, man.
You can't make a purchase. Yeah, you can't make a purchase at all. You can get in the door. You can't make a purchase.
Right.
So you can't get in the door. So yeah. So if you have an expired license for whatever reason, and you're trying to go into a provision center, make sure that you get that stuff fixed up. Unfortunately, some people do have to wait like 2 months right now before they can even get into a Secretary of State. That's the DMV for us.
One tip on that, mine had expired in July, and they had pushed it back because of the shutdown to, what was it, July, August, September. They said that if it was expired, it was still technically not expired until September. Well, September rolled around, I still couldn't get in. And then they sent me a thing saying that since mine was actually expired now, I could get in on the website. So I went in on the website, and you could schedule an appointment. This is only for people that had expired licenses. And you can set an appointment for when you want to go in at a certain time. And then you just walk up in there, and you go in at your time, you walk right up, and you take it. And that was awesome. I wish they did that forever.
You're like a god among men when you walk by all those people, don't you? Peasants,
yes, I'm just
watch
like,
me walk.
Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah, man. There's a lot of questions that are flying by, and I don't want to miss anything. Does Michigan accept out-of-state medical cards from Haas Farms?
Yes, we reciprocate all cards.
Okay.
Out-of-state driver's license also. I think it's like, dude, it's like it's like 60%, 70% out-of-state driver's licenses going through those doors.
Well, I don't mind, keep repeating that, you know what I mean? Because people tune in new every week. I see that we have 99 people watching us right now. I want to say cheers, coming up on a half hour in. I hope everybody has had a good Monday, and you're able to smoke along with us and learn some stuff when Spartan drops knowledge.
Oh, when all you guys drop knowledge, not just me, no. Don't be picking on me and putting that pressure on me.
Don't you put that on me, Ricky. Oh shit! I'm staying with this Keweenaw copper. It's going down too smooth.
So when I go in there, right, I'm waiting to kind of check in, kind of meet the first person to bring me back, do a little security check with me, and the first thing I hear over the loudspeaker is 86 Han Solo burger. That stuff's sold out.
Somebody worked in the kitchen.
Floor, man, just like working in the kitchen. Oh yeah, the whole
86.
The whole experience is very similar. Yeah, dude. Yeah, and I was like, oh damn, I totally wanted to go home with some of that, but I ended up going home with some GMO from True North. Excellent cannabis. There was no.
Out to that.
True North burger was in back, but it wasn't stocked up, so I was helping some. Hopefully, it's out on the shelf. It'll probably be sold out again, man. So Spartan, just keep growing more, and I'll just keep bagging and tagging, and hopefully, eventually, one of these days, I'll put some in my lungs.
Red, where can people find the menu at?
anewstandard.com.
Okay. Make sure you check before, you know what I'm saying? Look at the menu, see what they got, and then, are they...
Get you some Mechanico.
There you go. You won't be disappointed, folks. I'm telling you. I have not had anything yet that wasn't already... I'm just going to be honest with you. For me, that shit's top shelf for me. Now...
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. We try.
No, I
really
appreciate that, man. Yeah. It's nice to be able to say, you know what? I have some really good friends, and they grow some really, really good stuff. So if you go to a dispensary and you just want to hit a home run, just grab some of that Mechanico. I send folks all the time.
And I want to shout out to True North too, because they get all of our, they get most of our trim, and they get a lot of any concentrates. Like we have some nug red, a lot chopped cookies usually, or chopped cherry. We usually do nug runs of concentrates with, and it's just so fire. Shout out to those guys. They always do a really good job with the concentrates. And shout out to whoever their photographer is that takes pictures.
Oh, yeah.
Concentrates. Oh, my God. That double slide where it's all one picture, then you're sliding to see that whole.
Yes.
Like a panorama.
It's so beautiful. So, yeah, shout out to those guys. Another Michigan company. Gotta shout out the Michigan guys.
Mid love,
Yeah,
man.
really
Mid
nice,
love.
man. I want to shout out like Apothecary gummies are delicious, man. They do a good job on those.
Would those be like 10 milligrams a piece?
They're 10 milligrams a piece. Yeah, 100 milligrams to a package. Right now they're running specials at New Standard on the Dixie gummies, but the Apothecary gummies I think taste a little bit better. Just personal opinion on that one. They're good, man. They are.
We were talking about it last night on the Bro Show Live, on at 9 p.m. every Sunday night. Make sure you check it out. If you didn't catch it, go back and watch it. But we were talking about Red has some new toys to play with. You know, we're talking about gummies and things like that. And I started thinking about, he's talking concentrates. He's got those low temp plates. He's got this dehydrator. He's got all this work set up in front of him, man.
I need a dehydrator. You got a dehydrator for me? That'd be cool.
I do. I do. You want the what's that thing called?
I wonder if you could just go to like a fucking thrift store and find a food dehydrator, and if that would be good for drying hash.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I mean,
it's just gonna hit it at a high temperature. That's all.
Not necessarily. I got one. I got one a few years ago that has actual temperature settings. 94. I figured 94 isn't too hot to fucking dry it at. I'm gonna lose some.
I was thinking. I was thinking that's about the temperature that I was thinking. That's kind of too hot, but I mean, dude, it is what it is. It's what you got to work with. You know what I mean? So work with it. You're not gonna like. If you're making shit like festival hash or something that's already coming out, you know, it's already going to be an oxidized product. It's already going to like have that color, that hash. It's probably the fragrance and the flavor that you're looking for anyways.
Right.
I
just look at it like this: as a first timer trying to do it, I would rather err on the side of caution and maybe volatilizing some esters and some terpenes, but to know that my hash puck or brick is dry all the way through, then I would run the risk of being like, no, it's good, man, I'm straight. And then when I go to breaking into it, I end up losing a considerable portion. You know what I mean? So just it's those executive decisions. So always be bringing them up on Late Sesh, man. And it's what you got to weigh it with.
We go in chat. Abolish says, Red, you can borrow his herbs now anytime. I think
that's what Dan used.
It goes out lower.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I wanna work on like some mycology in the future and stuff like that. You know, like whatever, lion's mane, turkey tail, whatever kinds of, probably not turkey tail, it's like a tree mushroom, but like, you know, whatever types of like medicinal things. Like
totally do turkey. So check this out. I was watching a video. Shout out to Raptor. I know you're watching. Anyway, you can take fucking just logs, dude, and plant them vertically in your backyard. Drill holes in them, and you can inoculate.
They have to be specific.
I'm saying so you could use. You could use a tree mushroom, you know, a mushroom that likes wood more, and still.
I would like to do shiitakes outside. I would like to inoculate most of my garden beds.
Lion's mane really makes me.
Yeah, lion's mane. I'd really like to inoculate out there. That'd be great. Just having that stuff come in naturally this time of year, that'd be perfect.
I have an old tree.
Raptor's got me. Ooh, I like that.
Raptor says, "I got you." There you go. Thank you, Raptor Grow.
Yeah, I might have to toss some plugs and some shiitake logs in the backyard and do some stuff like that. That'd be great, man. Some shiitake quadrants out there, and in the middle of them, like plant some cannabis. I don't know, plant something. Fill them up with soil.
Yeah, because the CO2 and the mushroom fruits and all that CO2 they start releasing, you can have that cannabis plant right there to suck it up.
Jack's trying to have you hit with us. He said he got 10 options for hash time tonight. That's impressive, my friend. Impressive. And that is hash time that we do at the top of the hour to start the new day off right at midnight. We do hash time. So if you're able to smoke along with us.
Looking at 4 in a bag of a bunch and a treasure chest of a bunch. But for Jack to just have 10 immediately out, I'm digging it.
The Red Setter hash fucking treasure chest is dope.
About the Jack Greenstock Mendo dope fucking Curador. He's got his fucking hash in, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, he won that shit. Was that last year or early this year? I don't know. This year seems like it's like 3 years long, so I'm not sure.
That's some fire from Hindsight. Hindsight, what is this? This was
What is
you got
this?
You gave it to me at the beach house.
The beach house?
Wellington.
No,
Yeah,
look at
dude.
that one.
I got this on the east side of the state. Dude, this shit's fire. What is this? I'll smoke some.
All I got is a crumb left, I tell you. So it's just a memory. It's been a memory for a while now.
It's purple. It's funky. Oh yeah, it's funky. Got a little peppery funk to it.
Dude, pepper's where it's at for me.
It's gonna be a knockout right there. Dried up real
Would love
nice.
to get like a blueberry peppery fucking strain.
Joint. No, I'm not gonna smoke that in a joint. That'll take forever, won't it? I'm gonna use that as the bottom to my hash bowl.
I'm going to give you a good example. We'll go off on a little sidetrack here. We were talking about dispos and different flavors and shit. I've had blueberry kush at 3 different places through the years. And 2 of them were just out of sight, man. Just great fucking flavor, great effect, everything else. But when I look for seeds for it, I just never can pull the trigger on it because I'm sure that I won't be able to find, like blueberry kush. How many fucking people make that shit, but it was really, really nice.
I would take the opposite approach here. If that was a strain that really worked for you, you really enjoyed the flavor, it's kind of checking all the boxes for you, I would buy fucking 10 packs of 10.
See which one it is.
Just fucking keep growing it until I found that fucking one that worked for me.
Yeah.
That's more important. Get the one that fucking works first. And then you can fucking play around with exotics. But get the one that works and hold on to that.
Well, I put the Blueberry Sunset, I put those in solo cups today. And then I took the Blue Dream shout out. Thanks again, Jack. I put those in paper towel to see so that those will actually throw a little bit of a tail first. And then once I see that, then I'll go ahead and transfer them over. So I'm moving onwards and upwards with it. Abolish is giving you love for your blue cough. It's best blueberry cut around. Changed my mind.
Oh, thanks, Bosh. Thank you, man. Yeah, right now that's my favorite blue, but I don't know. I haven't really smoked a lot of blues other than that one, to be honest.
Yeah.
Recently.
Well, it's an older thing. You don't see much of it anymore. I know that Norwal was running the Blueberry Widow, which that was nice. Who else? Dro has gifted me the Blue Gelato. So I've got that in flower. That thing is taller than me. So
nice.
Yeah, it's fucking probably 6.5 feet tall, and it absolutely doubled when it went into flower. It was 3 feet when it went in there, and it's just blew up like a bitch, man. So that's all right because next to it is your headlights, and unlike where you have extreme internode spacing of the Blue Gelato, instead with headlights you don't have that at all. You have grenades all over the whole plant. So the headlights is 6 feet tall.
Oh, were you able to get any top dress of gypsum in?
Absolutely. Before I put this in, yeah.
Oh, sweet! I can't wait to see, because usually that'll bring that funk out of that
That's
head.
what I'm really hoping for, man. I came close last time with it, but I need to turn the volume up on it even more. But that's one of those ones that I don't have to look at the label. As soon as I open the jar, when you open it, you know exactly what it is. You're like, oh yeah, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I grew that one for a while. I know that one pretty well. Oh my God, I feel so old now. Jack Greenstock said in chat that he won a Curador this year on 420.
Doesn't it seem like it was 4 years
ago?
ago?
It seems like forever ago. The same day he got married.
2020's a bitch.
Oh my God.
That's right. Yeah, wow. Congratulations again to Jack Greenstock and Lady Greenstock.
Lady Greenstock, congratulations, guys. Yeah, that seems like forever ago. Oh my God.
6 months. It's not even 6 months yet. Today is the 18th, right? So then 2 more days, they'll celebrate their 6-month anniversary. And
at the same time, this year seems to be the second year seems to be going faster. Like, I was just thinking to myself today that there's like 2 more months left in the year. Mm-hmm. It's not a whole hell of a lot.
No.
We might be able to squeak through here and make it through fucking with, one limp and and
you want to talk about a whole world that's happy to ring in a new year and ring out the old one.
Oh my gosh. Can you imagine the party on New Year's Eve? Oh my goodness. I just hope 21 is better than 20.
I I just hope the clock ends up saying 21 and it doesn't say, haha, January 30 or December 32nd.
Yeah. Like a Groundhog's Day.
Seems that the aliens have arrived and they've read some tinfoil with them. So see how it develops from here, folks.
The hat on.
It's 20 minutes before halftime, too. So
speaking of tinfoil, I heard something, and I want to know if you guys have heard the same thing or not. It sounds kind of weird, but if it works, it sounds awesome. So somebody told me that if you have an old pair of Fiskars or whatever, and they're getting kind of dull, before you throw them away, get some tinfoil and just cut it with the Fiskars, and it'll sharpen up your scissors. Have you guys tried that, or has it worked?
yeah, you can do that. I'm not sure about the tinfoil, but I know that if you have like a piece of stainless steel, like in a kitchen countertop, that you could take your scissors and if you just squeeze them together, that it would put an edge back on them. So it's real old school.
They have a relatively cheap, maybe like 70 to $100 or something like that, but it's like an all-purpose like blade sharpener, and like it has like scissor, different angled scissor, what are
You know what, though?
guides or attachments or whatever.
It's
And you
cheap.
So it's like the angled scissors, those scissors that have the bend in it. Do you think you get that?
No,
in there?
like it has a whole bunch of different things. Like you can sharpen knives, you can sharpen scissors, you can sharpen, all types of different cutlery items with it. I can't think of the name of it. My dad's got one, but if Daddy Red's in chat and he can toss out his blade sharpener, I'm not sure if he is or not. But dude, it works great. I mean, he can sharpen literally anything. He could basically take a dozen pair of Fiskars or something. You need them all freshened up. You just take them apart. They got that little screw. You just take the screw out, take it apart, and then you got to do each side. You know what I mean? Yeah, you do one side. Basically a bench grinder. You know what I mean? But it's got the right templates so that you can
Got the angle already in it, so you can. That's nice.
Yeah, whatever it is, 40, 60, whatever degrees you got to cut with.
And if you don't want to spend all that money, just buy a new pair of scissors. You can get a really good brand for less than $10. You want to spend a lot, you can spend like $25. But if you think about it, don't buy the cheapest shit, man. Buy something that, I don't care what your buddies use, is put something in your hand and take a plant down with it. They're not that expensive. Just keep shopping around, and if nothing else, you've got a pair of scissors to give your buddies when they come over to help you trim up. Here, man.
Here's another Spartan telling it like it is. I'm gonna just tell you like it fucking is, man. We've had several different trim crews come through there, and they all use Fiskars, man. They're all using Fiskars. The spring-loaded.
Yeah,
the ones I hate, but these are the people that are doing it all day, every day, and that's what they use. So don't feel bad if you go in and buy a $10 pair of Fiskars, because that's what.
Hey, use what you want, man.
Yeah, for sure. I don't like those for sure. I like. And I don't know what happened to my scissors, but I did shout out Sequence and Fresh Cut Farms, who's in chat. They hosted me out there, and I was helping them trim, and I did get to use and try the, how do you say it? Yeah, the Chickamasas.
Yeah.
I don't see them being any better. I think they're nice. Don't get me wrong, but I think they're just as good as the ones that I use that I paid, I'm sure, far less for. Hold on, I'm gonna dig them up and show you the ones I got.
I have the Diamond Cutcos. These are called the 6.5s.
Oh, dude, I do want to try those.
Dude, these are really, there is a spring in them, but it's very, very easy. And the way that let me move my thumb hand over, your thumb goes over this. So it's a very, very relaxing thing. And as someone who had to take down the whole garden by himself, I can say that my hand genuinely did not get as cramped as it was using Fisker style. So, but I'm old. They're very sharp. Look them up on.
Didn't you get a pair like this though? That are like.
Yeah, I have a pair of those too. I'm using those for cutting clones.
Oh, okay.
Those are called the Harvesters. They have
those
like
are the ones,
dragon ones. Yeah.
That's the one I want to try.
Mm-hmm.
Those are what Red's got. The Fiskars. We use.
I have probably 2 or 3 pairs of those too through the years.
I switched to the Chickamasas because I was getting real bad, like carpal tunnel syndrome, real bad. My whole hand was cramping up. My wrists were cramping.
Yeah, were you getting that
elbows
like
were cramping
stigmata pain?
Yeah, real bad. So these are some older ones with the black blade. Not all dirty, of course. And I use all these for chopping up my cannabis now.
The gray handled ones.
Yeah, these ones got the gray handle, and then I got some.
Yeah, it's older style.
Yeah, it's the gray ones.
I loved the gold tip for a long time. They were real light, real thin blade, but they'd snip the shit out of your fucking finger if it got you. You know what I mean? That's what
Hard to
Fiskars
tell, yeah.
snipping
What do you guys?
myself.
How do you feel about hook blades? The ones that go down like this.
I prefer them.
I don't.
I can get in
I
for
like
those
I like
crow's
the
feet
hook
better.
on the. I don't like the hook on the Fiskars. I'm about to get into this crazy, probably overly.
Oh yeah, because
know.
because the Fiskars is just like an angle.
So
The Fiskars is like an angle, but I like the one that's actual like a hook.
The Chickmasas have like 3 or 4 different styles. They have one that bends at the base of the blade, so it's like that, right? And then they have one that's more like a hook. I could go get these. I have both of them. They have one that's more of a hook, and I like them both. Here's what I do. I never ever hook. Here's my flower. Here's my scissors. I never hook towards it. Here's my flower. Here's
you always hook away from it.
I always hook it away, and I always use the back end of the hook and the blade to kind of do that. So, all right, I still feel like I got through more weight per hour with these. It's got a longer blade. It's got a longer surface area. I'm using more of the side of the scissors. You know, I still think that these were a faster
I have those too,
snip,
Spartan.
but for the hand cramping, I think the Chickmasas are better because if I get through a unit in a day and I get carpal tunnel, dude, I'm useless, man. I can't cook. I can't do shit. So
That's when you need a skill ball roller bomb, man.
It works, man. It works. It subsides, but the cramp's still there. You know what I mean? It's still a lockup.
You're done trimming for the day, yeah.
I'm done doing a lot of things for the day. I'm done gardening. You know what I mean?
This-
You can't go plant weeds, can't do shit.
Well, this one's it's hard to show the
No, I can see. You can see those.
but these are like my preferred ones
Mhm.
because and I'm opposite of what you guys. I like the curve to go with.
Trim in.
Yeah, I like it to fit exactly onto the bud and make the same curve the bud makes. That's how I like to trim with it. But
I find that I cut off the natural features and or accidentally snip into my flower sometimes when I do that.
I use it
I
that
get
way
higher.
to take off those crow's feet at the bottom of the bud. That's where
Yeah,
I
I gotta
turn them in
turn
like
around
that,
for
and
that.
it's bam.
Yeah,
just
like
get
a
higher red, just get in your flow state. Get your flow state. It doesn't happen.
Yeah,
Here's a
that's
question.
when
Bob
I start
Groves.
snipping my fingers.
Yeah, Bob Groves was asking me what these were. These are diamond cut co's, and they have a little lock on the bottom.
See, the diamond cut almost looks like a hybrid between a Chickmasa and a Fisker.
Yeah.
You know,
I'd like to try.
They're not
I'd
I
like
might
to
clean.
even
try
try
those.
fucking with those too.
Yeah. Well, you can see I have like 12 different varieties in here.
That's, you did the same thing that I did. Yeah, I
like
just
trying everything.
I give it a
Dude, I
shot.
should
If I
go
don't
get-
like them.
I rocked those little fuckers for a long time. It's like I
Not
should
the
Dude, I
blue
don't-
ones,
don't
not the
have
little
the-
blue
don't have
pinchy
the
ones.
patience for
no, dude. It's like the springs at the ass. The springs at the I'm sorry, the fulcrum.
Yeah.
The screw, the very ass end, and then it's just like a little. It's
Yes.
like little like snip blades, and you like hold it weird, and you just like and all you do is you like use these fingers like this. I rocked with those forever, dude, and just had like remote
And they're
control.
little
Oh, I have a
scissors.
pair of those.
Yeah.
The little orange ones.
Are they blue or orange? Yeah, I have
Mine are
orange.
green.
orange
Mine
ones.
green hydro farm ones. I almost want to go grab them just for fucking shits and giggles. You
I
guys
threw mine away. I'm pretty sure. Otherwise, I would show them off. I used them one time and I hated them.
Yeah, it just was too much for me.
The string, I mean, it was like too much. Like I could tell, like after a little while, it's like if I do this for too much longer, and I used
Yeah,
to
because
play
you're
video
pressing
games.
it.
Yeah, I used to play video games a lot, so I used to lift weights, so I have pretty good grip strength. But I was like, Jesus, this is a pretty strong spring for what this is supposed to be doing.
12 minutes to hash time, folks. I see we have 111 people chilling with us. Cheers. I hope that you're able to unwind and smoke with us, get high. It's the Scissors Show. That's right, Albert. You never know where it's going to go. You know what I
So
mean?
Chad brought up a pretty good debate. Even though I can't agree, but well, with Jack anyway. But well, no, he's being pretty political about it. So he wants to try it himself. But they're asking about the trim bag, and Jack Greenstock says about, or what about? He says that the trim bag serves a purpose for a person who can't hand trim, which I agree with that, especially if it's a large volume fast. And then Jack says, well, I'll reserve judgment until I try it. Eric Nugshot's pick suggests it removes less trikes than scissors by a fairly large amount. I find that extremely hard to believe, but I mean, I've seen the shots. And
Right. I can't say on it, but that would be surprising.
I guess it depends on how much you're agitating it, I suppose.
Right.
Yeah.
How much it's taking off.
All I can say, and this is, I'm just going to be 100% honest.
Oh, he's got that brush, the trim brush, guys. Remember the little
trim
silicone
brush.
brush? You just brush the
Oh.
buds off.
Okay, I would say that's very unbelievable to me, but okay, that sounds still hard to believe, but maybe.
I'm not sure. You'll have to let us know, Jack.
That's a good comparison. Is that the chicken masses on the orange?
Yeah, I don't know if you can tell
Yeah.
that that's not straight. There's a bend
Yeah.
just below,
It's
just
mild from the handle.
Yeah, that's the same way that the green
bends
handle
about
ones I
right
have on that.
here. So these are bent at about a man, like a 10 or 15 degree angle, maybe even less. And then these are more of a hook. I don't know if you can tell. These are more like a hook, the dirty ones here. And these are chick mouse, no spring or anything, but they're really lightweight, man. They're just like, they're a few grams, half an ounce, if that. I mean, these are what I used to rock for, like, dude.
That's the ones right there. Yeah.
Oh, I hate those
I
things.
know. I had orange ones like that, bro.
Oh, the orange.
I just felt like it was so hard to do that.
I think of those as the orange ones.
Yeah,
those are
like
the
this one.
bonsais. Those are bonsai trimmers. Yeah. I had these blue ones that was a one piece that it was all one piece of metal and there was no spring. It just was springy and you would close it.
I'm sorry if you use these still, guys.
No.
I can throw them, but I used to use them too.
Yeah.
I used to love them too. I was like, man, how do you guys use those crazy big scissors? Those things snip my fingers and they suck. And I rocked these forever because it was just like in my hand, you know, like the whole flower, everything was just in my hand. They're really nice to work with. They're nice to manicure with.
Let's talk about the spin trimmer things. Remember those?
Oh, don't even talk.
The half a gumball thing.
Don't even honor them with anything. Those
crank it 5 times this way, and then crank it 5 times that way, or whatever that.
I just want to input one more thing with Jack here. What about the crow's feet, Jack? You got, from what I heard, when you had to use those brushes that you guys are talking about in chat, is that it leaves all the crow's feet behind for some reason. So you got to go back through with scissors and clean them up anyway. I don't know if that's true or not. I haven't used them, so that's why I'm asking if you heard that or not, or if you guys have heard anything. Those little barbecue-looking brushes, they call them trim brushes.
Yeah. It's like a basting brush.
Yeah, they're almost identical to it, like slightly different.
It says it's stiffer. They say it's stiffer, I guess, and it's more sticky, so it pretty much holds the leaf and then just pulls it off. But
I think anything can be.
He's saying it's more
done
gentle
well.
than hand trimming, though. I mean, more gentle than hand trimming. I think you got it. I don't know. I guess
is the point of the scissor smaller than the tickler on the bud trimmer? I don't know, because I'm thinking that I would hit it in multiple places to try to take off one specific spot where I could pinpoint that with a pair of scissors and just get right in there and just snip that one spot, rather than having to brush potentially somewhere that I wasn't trying to, maybe a foxtail or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like it's adding. Well, it's not really adding a step because you're still removing leaf material, but
Sure.
It seems like you're adding a weird step. I don't know.
I seen the Instagram
console
video.
or-
You know what I mean? The little where dude's flicking away at it. You know.
Yeah, but he's not. And then you finish it up with scissors. So it's like you half-ass the job and then you go through. But maybe it speeds up the process. I don't know. It just seems. Why not just do it with the scissors if you got to clean up with a scissor at the end anyway? But maybe I don't know. I haven't used it, so it's hard to have an opinion. I guess it just seems strange.
Okay, good counterpoint. He's talking about how much scissor hash you pull off of your scissors. Correct. Yeah.
I'll just do it.
Cheers, Noof. I've seen that auction going all day too, man.
I smoke all that scissor hash.
Yeah,
It's not
man.
wasted. It's not wasted.
Mine ends up getting smoked almost that day. The finger hash that comes off the gloves usually gets smoked. The scissor hash, usually I just clean off the scissors and that stuff gets dropped into my trim, which ultimately ends up getting turned into like
RSO. That's what I'm gonna say. All mine goes into either I smoke it or it goes into RSO.
Yeah.
Reds, when's the last time you had a forkful? Has it been a minute?
A little while, man. Yeah, it's been a little while. I had a little pinky full. I had a pinky full the other day. That was nice.
Sounds even worse than a forkful. It's got those big Michael Jordan hands, you know what I mean? It's like a toothbrush full at that point. I brush my teeth with the oil. That shit's sticky. Yeah, Seriously, stoked for new Genix that aren't by accident. I feel you, man. We have 117 people chilling with us right now. We are 5 minutes from hash time if you choose to partake. Community smoke with everybody that's chilling out watching with us. Yeah, man. It's almost alien time, right? It's been nice to
hash
see
time.
Spartan. Spartan has not been doubly abducted from the show. He's still good.
Not yet.
See,
But
no
I
doubt.
might have to jet out early. We'll see how I feel. But I got to
I feel you. You got to get up and what are you doing? Who are you trimming?
We are not trimming. We're
Transplant?
going to be harvesting tomorrow. So I got to be in there an hour early. And
What's
it's
coming
gonna
down?
be-
Come on.
So it's got 3 tables in there, and this one we had the 2 outside tables. So that'd be a total of 100 plants of heaven sent, and then the middle table is all the guavas, the strawberry guava.
How's
So-
that nose?
It's so crazy because the heaven sent are short, stocky plants, and the guava are these tall, ridiculous, giant stacked plants. So yeah, strawberry guava smells. You know, like it sounds. It's like a very strawberry-y strain, and then the heaven sent is so strange. It's one of those other really unique ones, but
Yeah.
it's real. I don't want to say haze, so don't think haze, but spicy like haze, but not haze. It's like way
Smoother.
spiciness though. There's like that kind of like spiciness influence to it. But then there's like a lot of peppery and it's just
I liked it.
yeah. It's really overpowering. It almost makes your eyes water. That kind of I don't know, like a spice cabinet or something.
Anybody wondering on that? That is an MTG Seeds Money Tree Genetics. It's been around for a few years. So
The
it's good to see
phase
this still
really,
being run. Yeah.
yeah,
You just
really,
don't. You didn't get the pink on
red.
yours. I got pinks on mine.
Yeah, we get reddish purple.
Okay, you get the
Are
dark
almost yeah, and then like the outside edges are like the lighter purple, and then the inside are like really dark purple on the families. It's really cool. I don't know how much longer we're gonna hold that one around because it grows.
It's an OG, isn't it? That's the one, the original.
Yes, yeah, it is. And but that garlic cane that has like it's basically a slur cane because it doesn't taste like anything garlic at all on it. But that garlic cane has almost exact same plant structure and it yields a little bit better and I feel better flavor because of the slurricane flavor over that spiciness. But so I think that might be replacing it. I'm not sure. I can't remember if I saw a mom up there yet. That's how I know when the moms come down, if there's another one or not. That's how you know if it's going to continue on, you know.
Cheers, Modern Genetics. I have a question. So we were talking about dispos. We're talking about mint and canico. We're talking about plants coming down. How long would it take if I hear tonight on the Late Sesh, which everybody loves, I hear on the show tonight, oh man, they're taking down the strawberry guava. How long until I can expect to sort of see something like that come up on my shelves at New Standard? Is there a 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks?
I have, yeah, here, check this out. I have
I'm asking the real questions, guys.
I got a packaged, I got a
2
grown,
minutes.
here, I got a harvested date of August 18th. I have a tested date of 9/18. So it looks like within a month it had
Yep, it was dried,
cured, and got tested. And then it was
10/18 today.
packaged.
So 60
And
days.
then it was packaged by New Standard, which there's not a package date, but the sell date was the other day. So
Right.
So it's only been in the store for less than, probably not even in the store. It's probably
It hasn't hit the shelf yet.
No. It was on the shelf for a while. It's probably only been in New Standard for who knows, probably a few days, if that, a couple weeks. Yeah. So within a month or two, looks like. That was True North. So I'm sure that Mint and Canico's got just about the same speed of results as long as they can get it to PSI fast enough. But
Yeah, we
I
have
don't
a
know.
relationship with PSI. They actually come out to our facility like on a schedule. They're just coming out, and we always have stuff for them. So, but yeah, that sounds about right what you just said. But one thing I want to say is there's some of our most popular stuff, like Han Solo Burger by far, the Han Solo number 7 is probably by far our most popular strain. And if you get a chance of getting Han Solo Burger at a dispensary, go ahead and grab it up.
Check it out, man.
Because that stuff, It's not sitting on anybody's shelf. This stuff, I mean, we get calls back after 2 days, and it's like they want more, and we're like, dude, we harvest every 2 weeks, not every 2 days.
Start monocropping that one, man. There's rooms of it.
That's what we do. That's what we are monocropping that run, but it's just not enough. We just got, I guess, yeah, we could just do every flower room, just put all Han Solo.
Was that giant mom a Han Solo burger mom? The one that won the...
Well, that was a Platinum Cushman's. That one just got chopped up into clones, so we'll be making around her. That'll be exciting. It'll be the first.
That's a building filler.
Holy shit.
I think 200 cuts, and it looked like they did nothing to that plant. And we just cut it down.
This is a Luca Seahorse Pro. It's a little quartz tipped. It's like an electronic nectar collector. I just got it yesterday. And of course I have no lungs, so it's always hard for me after I take a dab. But it's nice, low temperature, so cheers. And that was some Dab Smith Citrus Tsunami. So cheers, everybody. I hope that you are starting your day off right. It is now Tuesday morning.
Spartan, you can shout that out if you want. I saw you put it in chat where the other provisioning centers, the NCC, is at.
I honestly don't really know because I'm not really in charge
in
of
the Ann Arbor area, I guess.
Yeah, but I do know Arbor Wellness carries. We have a good relationship with them, so they carry a lot. I know, like New Standard, we have a relationship with them where they're going to get consistent shipments from us. I knew Bloom is not as consistent, but you could still find us there. And I don't know that if there's any other out in that Ann Arbor area. I'm sure there are, but like I said, that's just something that I would have to hear in passing or see on a tag, something at work or something like that. I don't make those calls and stuff.
Yeah. I've never gotten to go to Ann Arbor places. There's like several though, man. I've always been going to 8 Mile or to like Davison, Flint area.
They try to spread them out, but because of the callbacks we're getting, wanting more product when we don't have it,
right?
To like try to reduce the amount of people we work with because we're spreading ourselves too thin and we can't, keep up. So.
Well, right on. Look, that you guys are in Green Tree Relief in Reading, Michigan. Cheers, Backyard Unlimited. They got the OGs there. Ooh, Jack went with the banana cream live resin THCA sugar. Dreaming. Gandalf's gonna pull his magic trick here, smoke us out.
Wasn't that big of a hit. The hash slowed me down.
Red, what did you dab with? What are you gonna get down with?
I gotta clean my bowl out. I was just smoking on that. Man, it was way back up in chat. If you can see what Brittany and what High and Tight posted in there.
What it was called?
My hands are full. Yeah, they did post what it was called, but I just smoked a bowl of it, and it was delicious, man. It was nice and fruity, and it had really, well, it was more of like it had a spice to it, like a herbal spice, not like a hot spice or anything, like a herbal spice. It was nice.
Fresh Cut corrected me. It is not
Reading.
It is Reading. I'm sorry. I went with the more British pronunciation. I'm sorry.
So is it Reading Railroad or is it Reading Railroad?
I'm afraid to venture a guess at this point. So it's just a
maybe
railroad.
That's like a past tense. Maybe it's a past tense thing. Like if you've already done it, you're ready. But if you're doing it in the present, you're reading.
Oh, they just posted it again, so we didn't.
Mendo Breath. There we go.
You guys are awesome.
You guys are.
F2, Purple Punch.
Cheers, Frank.
Cheers,
Brittany. Cheers, Chris.
It is delicious. So there it is.
Yeah, cheers, guys. It's awesome hanging with you guys, and it's awesome to chat with you on a daily basis, pretty much. So shout out to you guys. All you guys. All three of you guys. All yous guys.
Yous guyses.
All them's over theirs.
See, I'm just going to do a quick scroll shout out who I see forward or going back up. So I'm going to give a shout out to High and Tight, to Tara Wilson, to Fresh Cut Farms, Brittany Weeks, Backyard Unlimited, John Boy, TM 420696, Narwhal, Jack Greenstock, Haas Farms, Lori. What's up, Ick? Let's see who else. We got Abolish just still hanging out, Jason Eyestone, Nicholas McCabe, Modern Genetics, Wheatest, Kazoo, Nut Treat. Damn, all you guys are here tonight, man. It's so good to see you all. Who else we got here? I don't want to miss anybody. Nut Tree 420. And I'm going to go just a little bit more, and then otherwise it gets to be too long of a thing. If I didn't hit you, I think I did. Aldrich, I'm high. Hash is working. Bob Gross, we'll leave it at that. So yeah, I did that shit.
And
Now
I feel
lost.
I feel so bad. I was pretty much ignoring chat this whole time. I usually am pretty good at keeping up with it. Today I'm getting high. It's almost bedtime.
I sort of accidentally do also on the late sesh. Usually my hands are just full because I'm rolling a joint for 25 minutes.
He admits to it though, man.
And packing a hash.
That's because the conversation is good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
It is, man. It's a good conversation.
Cheers, Jonathan. Cheers, DOG, Raptor Grow, J&J. Trying to see if I catch anybody else.
I keep shoveling
Abolish Farms.
spoonfuls of hash into this bowl. I feel like the hashes will not end.
It's just so damn pretty, man.
Rolling in the bowl right now. I need to.
Is that from the trim tray?
Yeah, I need to quit fucking around and take this outside. Press this shit. I say outside. Go take it.
Yes.
Press it. Dude, this bowl. I think I could keep shoveling. To be honest, I need to keep shoveling.
You know what? Since I did a dab, I think you're right. I think I do have to do a hash bowl. And I do that because I want to give a shout out to Ivan Glass. This is a Michigan glass blower. Picked this little beauty up yesterday at Wild Bill's. It's a very, very small bowl that has a humongous carb on the side and a nice tip on it. So I decided to buy this and use this as a little hash pipe as well. Because you know what? I can never have too many little hash pipes. I got to be honest with you. I got a problem with it. Almost bought another chillum yesterday. I have too many chillums.
You can never have too many chillums, especially if they're breakable.
You know, I don't because I'm so careful with them all the time. In fact, here, I'll just hold a couple of them right now that I have. This one, I'm going to give a shout out to Lori and to Tara. This one is really cool. That's from my favorite glass shop. It doesn't happen to be in Michigan. That's the Cupboard in Cincinnati. I have this one. It's crazy. Ooh, it's kind of going through there. Nice. But this actually isn't for water. This just makes it so that it won't poop on you. So if you overshoot the bowl, she's going to poop into the chamber rather than on you. That's what I got on here. Has anyone heard of Wizard's Glue? I
don't remember where I've heard it. Ocean.
You know where I think? Yeah, I think it was. We talked about this the other day. It was. It's Spartan Seeds, right? Isn't that what it is? Remember? Yeah, I fucked it up last time.
PH Nerd has got
PH
Spartan Family Genetics, but I don't know if he was the one that created Wizard's Glue. I think that was an ocean grown. So that means if he was involved, he'd collab with somebody in ocean, like Vader or somebody else. I don't know.
Jack says it's an ocean grown. Okay, there we go. Shrimp sticks,
Yeah,
not bad.
Oh, shrimp. Okay, yeah, he's still part of Ocean Grown, so that's 100% Ocean Grown.
Him and Vader, yeah. I knew it was one of the older crew together there.
I don't know if they still. I'm not sure if that's on their current menu. I don't know if that's like available, but you could probably still find it on their website for information on it.
That was Lumberjack Seeds, and I can still remember the password for it. No, it's not that.
Timber.
Yeah, it's still Timber.
No, that's where you go to buy them, but go to Ocean Grown Seeds actual website, and they have awesome write-ups on their strains. That's where because I have a few of their strains. I've grown some too, like Alien Rift, for example.
Oh, you grew that too? Okay.
Yeah. But you go to their web page, and they have good information on the seed pack, but they have even better information if you go to their web page. They kind of go in detail. I really liked it, and I just like to go through all the strains on there and look at his pictures, and it's just really well done. The web page. I'm assuming Vader did it, so I'm saying his, but it could be maybe Valkyrie did it. I don't know. Whoever did it, I was impressed.
I grew out Alien Rift. What was that? Malibu Pie was one. Ninja Fruit.
I have Malibu Pie seeds. I haven't grown it yet.
Yep.
I have some more in there too. I have shoot, I don't remember the name of the strain, but it had a Bruce Banner was in it. That's why I bought it. I wanted a Bruce Banner. I don't remember what this cross was. And then I have like 3 or 4 there. Oh, I have PH Nerds Bewitched, the first version.
Dude, that's the one that you should pop. If you're gonna pop one of those, that's the Bewitched. Always got really, really good reviews from a lot of people. So, and
I think man, I got so much stuff though. But yeah,
any dark helmet.
I'll eventually get to it.
I want to answer Fresh Cut real fast. No, I don't have any alien strains, but I have access, like VIP kind of discounted access to some alien drops when they pop through Speakeasy. They fly off the shelves when they do come through. Otherwise, I've grown like Alien OG before. That was a pretty gnarly strain. It wasn't a good yielder, but man, it was fucking potent, dude. It was 30% easily. It was a ripper, dude. Melt your face off easily. Steal your face right off your head.
Right, what's that say? Can you read that?
Great. That's what I'm smoking right now. It's ripping my face off my head right now.
This is the one that I keep going back to, and I've had to like slow down on. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, don't go crazy on it. The one that I should go crazy on to go to sleep with is that Granddaddy Purple, though. I just don't do that during the show for halftime.
Yeah, that'll make you sleep, man. I have some of that in flour right now, so it's gonna come back around and come back into processing and making some more dry sift out of it too. It's not a heavy sifter, man. As far I'd say it's like a third of the concentrate yield as opposed to like, I don't know, Death Star.
How's a Great Babe do?
It's like the same as like the Granddaddy. Yeah, actually, I've never really like done a good run off the Great Babe, to be honest. I've never been a huge fan enough to do it. I've always like put in RSO, something like that, and there's always just never been enough yield in general of it.
So it makes sense, yeah.
So a lot of leaf and stuff like that, but it's mostly fan leaf, not a lot of trim leaf, to be honest. When I'm trimming, it's not a ton of trim leaf. So I do have some materials set aside that I kind of have to go through and process, but some of it's a lot older, starting to oxidize a little bit more.
That's calling for you're making the oil out of it now.
Yeah, it's calling for oil. It's calling for like a topical oil, I'd say, or mix it in and just use it as a homogenized oil, set some aside, mix it in to kind of brew cannabinoids, I suppose. Most of it will be topical though. Yeah, man, that's kind of another thing I was thinking about. When you have a nice bucket or tote sitting inside that doesn't just immediately get trimmed, you trim it.
Damn,
you trim it right away. It sits in, what's that, the glee?
Yeah, man.
I'm getting fried right now. I'm gonna try to have this sentence and conversation without going too far off the chain.
Dude, you're fried up too.
Baby, come back.
You trim.
Oh, super fried.
Trim. Okay, so I got a bucket. You got a tote. I leave the leaf, sugar leaf on it, and then as I need to, and as I get through it, as it cures, I kind of trim it up. Well, that freshens up the flavor. It freshens up pretty much the flower in itself. If it gets trimmed up and it immediately goes into a jar, it's already kind of as tight as you want it, right? You usually don't put loose nugs in the jar. By loose, I mean like kind of thinking of it like a haircut or something where there's like leaves sticking off of it, as opposed to like a tightly trimmed nug. It's like maybe like a little more like a popcorn nug or something. Anyway, that's what goes in the jar. There's no leaf on it, Well, as it sits, let's say it sits for excess of 4, 8, 12 weeks. It might not start to like oxidize too bad, but let's say it sits in there for 6 months, 8 months, 12 months, starts to like go a little bit brown. But if you cut into it, it might still be green on the inside because what's going on is the outside
damn good.
brown. So the outside's getting oxidized.
What is that?
So if you leave it untrimmed, you know, the outside that's getting
Nice.
oxidized is the brown shit, and then when you trim it, it's still nice and green. Maybe a year down the road. You know what I mean?
I like that trim job right there.
Food for thought.
Yeah, man.
Those are great, Spartan.
Yeah, I like to do tight trim jobs on the stuff that I smoke personally. On all the stuff that I grow personally. And one of the reasons is because I take trim and I turn it into FSO. So
Sure.
tight trim, it's not like I'm losing anything. I'm gaining something in my FSO. So why not have a tight trim? Then I have, you know, a nicely tight trim bud, and I have more for my concentrates.
Yeah.
I'm pushing the Mac. I'm trying to get sleepy.
Well, you know, you didn't say you were going to stay for the whole show. We appreciate you coming by, man. You know, anytime we can get you on here is
I'm
always.
gonna try to hang for a while. We'll see. It's good. I'm already over the hump. I might be. It's all
For a
down.
good time, not for a long time.
Sing it, Billy.
Just like Fresh Cut says in chat. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's all it's got to be.
Yeah. I know people get sick of me hearing it, but I fucking love the smell of Mac, and I love smoking Mac. Just fucking love it. The hype is real on this one for sure. For me, anyway.
You know, you have a nice collection. You know, you could go with the Blue Cough, you can go with the Mac, you can go with the Snow Cane. You know, all three of those are really nice.
I got that Velvet Punch coming up, and I got Cuvée behind her.
Things are looking good.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I'm excited. I'm excited to have something to be excited about. I'll just say it that way.
Mac is saucy as fuck. Does anybody have any opinions or experience with green grow nutrients? I do not.
No, I don't either. Or either.
No.
Either.
For some reason, it
Either,
sounds kind of familiar, but no, I don't know. I'd have to see the damn bag or something.
You
Maybe.
can't even see your screen right now.
I like to marinate in it a little bit, you know.
Exactly.
Get all that terps I can get.
Hot boxing. Well, yeah.
Fresh Guy says he's got a lot of trim piling up.
Well, I know that they have the chest freezer for it. You know, and that's the nice thing is when you have a large amount of stuff to process like that, you know, you can do some different things. Say you could do some of it as bubble, you could do some of it as dry sift, you could do some of it straight to oil, you know. Just yeah. It's just time to put Yeti to work, exactly. Shout out to Yeti Stash.
Yeah, so I'm like, each strain kind of has a different resin quality to it. It might be better for a different, I guess, mechanical extraction method. You know, almost all of them are mechanical extraction methods. So
Even BHO, man. I mean, I hear some are better, like the ones with the really small heads that pass through
really
and
shit that's
the
really
filters.
greasy. The shit that's really greasy, there's not a lot of trichomes on that stuff. But you know what there is a lot of? There's a ton of oil. You're just not going to get it off sieving. You can't get that stuff off sieving. I don't think you can get it off in water. I think you have to extract it like CO2 or with a, I hate to say it, with a petroleum product or some kind of a blasting method, some kind of a pressurized method to get it off of there. I don't know, solvent, whatever you want to call butane, or what other kind of solvents do they use besides CO2 and butane? Is there others?
CO2, butane. You got water if you want to consider that a solvent.
Alcohol,
You got alcohol.
coconut oil.
You have. I was just gonna say a wide range of fats and oils.
I suppose fats and oils, right? Yeah.
Sure.
Yes. So okay. So let's say greases you could toss into the fats and the oils and the alcohol. You know, if you don't have a hydrocarbon extraction method, if you don't have a CO2 if you don't have.
I would say your best chance to preserve that in a concentrate form would probably be dry sift. You know what I mean?
I would too, unless you're not going to
Dry
get
and
shit
cure.
off it, 'cause it's greasy as shit.
Yeah, but if you dry and cure, and then bounce dry and cure, but instead of fresh frozen bullshit,
I do dry cure. That's my method for sure.
and then
Definitely.
bounce that off your screen, bounce that off the screens. I think that's the best way to. I mean, you're going to preserve even the fats and lipids that way.
I agree, man.
Remove that.
Rainbow Driver, dude. Rainbow Driver, I don't get anything off of. I just don't get anything off of it. Maybe the heads are too big. I don't know. Like maybe they're bigger than 150.
You tried to bubble.
200 micron screen.
You wash them with water. You don't bubble.
Not yet. I think I'm going to. Yeah, I'll probably wash it.
You know what you need to do?
Public
You know what you need?
aggressive.
No, you know what you need to do, Red?
Maybe I'll toss it in like a. Maybe I have a 160 bubble bag.
No, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do you if you have dried flour or even trim. Just make that the first fucking thing you run through that ETO. Do alcohol extraction. Keep everything cold. Don't even let it get warm, and you're going to preserve all your volatiles that way. And
I could. I don't know if I want
just
to
keep
do
it
the
really cold.
Rainbow Driver through that, man. It's gonna be a very, very anxious ride.
Anxious.
Well, we did the sour melon that way. You can ask Gabalish what he thinks about that. He's in chat, I think, still.
No, I would like
It's
to.
worth
encapsulate
the
that.
try to have it sampled around and see what it does pull. It's worth the experiment. It's worth to have the medicine on deck for sure. I can only agree with that. So yeah, I can do that. I just wish that it threw more.
So-
I mean, basically, I guess that it's just the example of that would be the strain that's still like of potency. It's gonna slap in the face.
Oh,
But
I
it's
love
just
Rainbow
like it's
Driver.
weird, man. It's hard to get a good hash off of it. Maybe you guys have figured it out. I don't know. Maybe it's just
Maybe some plants are better experienced one way than another. Maybe something
maybe
is
I'm
just
just
meant
comparing
to be.
it. I'm comparing it to like fucking strawberries and cream and this other shit that's just like blasting in the face with fucking trichomes when you're snipping into it. You can't open the jar without trichomes getting in your eyes. You know what I mean? It's that type of weed. Maybe I'm just comparing it to that.
Yeah.
Like the grape glue was dropping trichomes like crazy too. But they're small. They're small and they fit through the screen nice. And all of them fit through the screen nice.
All of them.
Jack is shitting on the Mac, saying it's garbage.
He said 6.5 out of 10.
Haas Farms asked me a question. I want to answer him really quick. He said he wanted to know if I've been using Everclear or rubbing alcohol. I'm using Everclear, 190 proof. I have good friends who were in chat. I'm not sure if they still are, but thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna also experiment with this. I have 3 different kinds of food grade. What is the percentage? 95%? Is that what it is? Something like that.
What was the percentage? I just do off the
190.
proof. 190
I have-
proof that I use.
I have Everclear, and then I have Diesel, and then I also have what the hell's the other shit? The other shit
the
is called
Diesel.
like,
The night train one or whatever it is. I don't know. There's a train of them.
I forget what the fuck it was called. I have 3 different. The Diesel and the other shit. They're both plastic bottles. The Everclear is a little bit more expensive, so I'm really experimenting to see if there's a cleaner product between the Everclear and either of the other ones. It doesn't really matter. Probably mainly the Diesel. I don't know if I'm gonna have to do them like a side by side and try to see if one. Maybe I'll have to get them tested and see if one has like less residual solvents than the other, based on the exact same extraction method.
All I have for you is anecdotal evidence, so I don't know if you want to accept that or not. But when I was getting into learning how to use that machine, I was watching a lot of videos. I was on Facebook at the time before I canceled my Facebook. And they have a group. If you have a Facebook, I would encourage you to join their group because you can learn a lot of awesome stuff through there. I mean, how to make shatter and fucking a bunch of dabbable different consistencies. Whatever, there's a lot of information there. But in that group, somebody had said that they've done a similar thing. They tested a bunch of different alcohols, and they had settled on that the Everclear was the best, even over like you could like order. Some people were getting like laboratory grades crap, and I can't remember what the reason was. They had a specific reason. I just don't remember what it was, but I just remembered that the Everclear was what everybody was using, so that's what I used. And I haven't really kept up with it since. I don't know if things have changed.
Jack's going in on strains now.
Yeah,
But, you
I don't
know, it's a good point though, talking about the Blue Dream and
What's
the
he
Purple
saying
Punch. He says that I like strains people shit on too, like Blue Dream and Purple Punch. But like them, I probably haven't had a good example. Like most people try fake, poorly done Blue Dream and Purple Punch. I feel you.
I can agree with Jack. Thank you, Fresh Cut Farms. That is a great compliment. Thanks, bro. He said that he's going to my aid and saying that the Mac's probably the best smoke he's ever had. And
Different smokes for different folks, though. You know.
Well, then he mentions Sequences Trap Cookies, which is also a really good cut, and he got that from shout out to MI Noto guy and Canikin, and I believe they hunted that, or did they get a cut? I can't remember. I believe they got that from seed, but I don't remember for sure.
I think it's from seed too. You know, I think, you know, for something that he grows that I really like, I've really liked the Crescendo. I mean, doesn't test high. The numbers are.
Dude, you gotta go there see that thing.
I know, I'm trying, man. We just
that thing outdoors. That's nice.
I just love the smoke, man. For the first time that I had it, I've always liked it. It always hits me in the right spot, man. But other people would shit all over that and just be like, "That's fucking terrible," blah blah blah. You know, it is what it is, as they say.
James Siemens is wondering how long autos take to grow out. Isn't it about like 80 to 120, 100 days or so? 80 to 100 days.
So there's different types of autos.
20 days.
And they're generally either classify them by size. You'll see like extra large and super extra large. Well, the bigger the plant, the longer it goes. But in just round number wise, for all the autos I plant, if I don't have information on the packet, I figure 90 days from the first true leaves. That's what I plan around. So, and it's usually generally in the neighborhood. So, I would just plan on around 90 days. Unless you have better direction from the breeder. I mean, hopefully they'd give you at least the flowering time on the package.
That's perfect, man. Planting with your potato crop. And then you get your potatoes will attract, you know, your gophers and shit won't fuck with your cannabis. They'll fuck with your fucking potatoes.
Dude, I got 3 bags of potatoes on my back porch right now, still in the soil. The plants died, obviously, but I was wanting to frost really hard first before I pulled them out.
Yeah, mine are still on the ground too. I'm kind of waiting to.
I got carrots still growing fine.
Right.
The only thing I have really going good is I got carrots going fine. I've got kale, and then what's that rainbow stuff? Chard. And chard.
Yep.
It's like it was covered in frost, and that stuff is like, yeah, whatever. I'm like, what the hell?
Dude, my cannabis, good. Everything's fine. Everything's fucking happy. I need to pluck leaves because they're senescing away.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's about it.
Like, just putting on mass weight.
They're so ready. What's that?
Get this shit. I had
it's just raining and shitty. I'm just trying to get a solid day to get them out.
I had yellow squash out there. You know how bad with this rain, you know how bad the fucking mold, the powdery mildew was on the squash, this late in the season too. Yellow summer squash. So all the leaves, I cut them all off. All the leaves, I'm serious, all the leaves, it flowered. And now I've got little summer squash about this big right now. I'm like, what in the is this plant doing?
It's wild, man. Yeah. It's been a crazy year. All my tomatoes are red and they're good. Everything's. I went out there yesterday and I was like, shit, man. It's like this frost. It was a weird frost. It wasn't like a deep frost. It wasn't an overnight frost. It was like a early morning freeze. You know what I mean? And the sun came out, so everything froze and got a coating, but it wasn't enough to really give them that. Now the flowers got it. Zinnias done. most other any of the other little fucking flowers, petal flowers, they're done, man. The sunflower stalks and all like the leaves on the sunflowers and everything, even though I took the heads a long time ago, they're still budding little baby flowers off the nodes, off the leaf nodes, and the leaves on those all froze too.
Easy,
Those,
man.
they're all good. So pretty resilient plants out there, very resilient. Nature is very resilient.
I just somebody picked out Magistar Temple. He said they got mad carrots so good already on the barbecue. Swiss chard is tremendous. So I asked them. Hopefully they'll respond. But I asked them, are they talking about just the stalk, which I'm assuming is the case, but maybe the actual leaf too. I'm not sure. But I hadn't heard anything about cooking it on the grill. So I'm super intrigued.
I'm really hoping mine comes back next year. So far, this kale is like 2 years old, the one that I had, and this year it's actually huge. I need to get out there and really harvest it. And the chard that's next to it, the leaves are like fucking dying. I mean, these things are massive. And I chopped one up and I put it in my eggs the other day, and this thing was like, I mean, dude, it tastes like the best spinach I've ever had. It's like this amazing chard. And I got one plant. I planted a ton of chard, and there's just one like, I don't know, the unicorn chard that came in, you know.
I just love looking. I mean, that plant's so beautiful because it got different colors. You know, I got a yellow one and a white one and a pink one and fucking a green one, and it's just so fucking cool. The red one just stands out. It's like blood red. It just stands out so much, and it's like the weather. It could give a shit less. In fact, it didn't really like the summer so much, obviously, but ever since the fall hit, it's been loving life, even though it's been rainy and shitty.
There's your answer right there.
It's time to start really getting like maybe some type of a small hoop house, maybe not a hoop house, like a caterpillar tunnel or something like that, launched up and start getting some spinach going, or maybe even some other kale and some chards and things like that. It'll grow through the winter, you know, as long as the ground, and I don't think the ground will freeze if you got a caterpillar tunnel up. It should really.
Yeah, probably not.
I mean, I've seen
Maybe you could heat up the water and water your plants more and
yeah,
more.
I mean, there's ways that other like YouTubers, I know like Curtis Stone, he's in like British Columbia, Canada. I'm pretty sure they get hard freezes up there, and he farms all year long under like caterpillar tunnels, and he does.
That's one thing they could do even in the greenhouse. I was just thinking, I've seen people do like a raised bed or a raised bed or a pot, but they wrap it with like a heater thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And that actually goes in the
I've
soil
seen
too.
a
Almost like the
cannabis
shit that you
grower
would
here in
use
Michigan.
for the heated floors.
There was a cannabis gardener here in Michigan. I want to say I met him at the Regen conference, and I had been following him on Instagram, and I wish that I could shout him out because I can't remember who it was or if he's still on Instagram, but he had that like on his deck, and he put that up, and he had like a hot water system that ran through the soil and through the outside perimeter of his thing, and he was like starting his shit off like in like January. He had his plants out there rolling, and it was amazing to watch him go. And he was like outside on his deck. He had a little like greenhouse built hoop house type deal, just the size of his planting bed. You know, it was basically planting bed caterpillar tunnel style with like this awesome geothermal. What would it be? It would be radiant geothermal like heating, you know what I mean? If you think geothermal, because it's like in the ground but it's like radiant heat basically. It's really cool. It's kind of an interesting concept, and it worked out really well. I mean, his plants came out. He pulled a tart, and he had an early crop. You know, he had a crop fucking really hit it. First crop was in like May or something like that. It was very impressive.
Read it in the chat. Raptor says to check out Verge Permaculture. They do a bunch of ecological systems for your region and cold.
Oh, that's sweet. Okay, cool. Up real quick, just in cool.
And Bosch Farms is saying he's willing to do scary things for Larry Sinclair. That's interesting.
Well, there you go.
It is the Late Sesh, folks.
I think that means we got to roll one real quick here, huh? I have been riding this Keweenaw Copper Trail since I got here, and I think I got to get off of it for a minute. My eyelids are getting a little heavy, so we're going to have to change up the groove. And since Abolish is still in the house, I am going to get into some skunk water. Thanks to him for giving me the cut.
I guess that was a preemptive. I want to answer John Boy. I guess my question more or less to John Boy was, or to the world, and John Boy said British Columbia is big, and then it goes from the mountains to the ocean. And I guess my question was more or less like, was the latitude, is that right? Latitude high enough? Longitude high enough? Yeah, latitude high enough.
Yeah.
Or like north enough to get a hard, heavy freeze. Like
latitude's like a ladder. Latitude's a ladder.
I think yeah, it's latitude. I think you're right.
And then like down here,
super high, dude. So you just
below 45. I'm below 45, and
I got us this time, Spartan. I'll be the smart one.
I don't know if the United States sits, perpendicular, to that or not. So I don't know if they're above.
They're higher than us, bro. They're higher. They're not higher than you specifically at this very moment in time, but on a scale of
is this a challenge?
Latitude, yeah.
Do we just get challenged?
Roll up. Cheers. There's still 109 people hanging in like a hair in a biscuit. Somebody correct Red Setter Farm in the chat, please. Get him squared away. Right, it's time to smoke one of the.
I'm pretty sure I got it figured out.
Is it time for the other joint?
Yeah.
Get into your cool smoking case there.
All right, dude. I totally forgot I got DB's already rocked, ready to roll. Should I say rolled, ready to rock?
Oh, I really like the combination of this. I get the Keweenaw copper kind of danky, fruity smell, and it's going with this. This skunk one isn't like skunk one. I've told Abolished and Missy, I feel like it's more like a Sweet Island skunk. It's got a really good taste and it's got a good flavor, but it's not the roadkill, burnt rubber, OG skunk real smell. But I'll tell you the thing about this is this plant yields like ferociously, man.
Those are the ones that are pretty hard to give away, man. It's like, oh, man, I got to hold on to this one forever.
His OG is another one that, it'll just take over fucking Scrognet if I let it.
I always called that one the bully, man. It was always just like flopping over on everything. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Just be happy with your space.
Nope. I'm going to crowd out this sour melon, and I'm going to start stepping over into this quadrant.
Totally not my style. I don't like the bullies, man. I had to boot it. Leave the bullies to Abolished. He said, Abolished said, you guys try the, I'm assuming he's talking about the skunk.
Yeah, skunk one.
Yeah,
most
so try the
I would love to try the outdoor skunk one, guys.
Brother up. So what are we into? We're in middle of October. We're about a month away or so-ish of maybe meeting again, right?
Yeah.
So we can
definitely line some things up by that point, I'm sure.
Yeah, is there any kind of a cut that you would like from me, Scobo, or are you all set?
I think I gotta try the blue cough.
Okay, I'll try to get some cuts, maybe some root. Maybe I can bonus and have some rooted cuts.
Hey.
Then I have a month's notice. We'll see what happens. Nope.
We'll see what comes in, right? I appreciate that. Red, are you with us? No, he is muted.
Oh no,
this guy.
I was lip talking at you.
Screw you guys.
This guy.
I thought it'd be funny. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Amadeus is saying they grow verge. I'm probably mispronouncing that, and I apologize. Permaculture is in my province. He's a good guy and also a good chair. Cool. I think if you have the funds to do something like that, especially if you're building your own home or building your own space, you know what I mean? I think it's definitely well worth it in the long run for savings and everything else.
Yeah, sorry, man. I'm reading chat. They're explaining this. explaining this weather phenomenon, how it's like warmer in the north on that side and stuff. It's kind of like,
Specific.
yeah, it's sort of. I'm just kind of like scrolling up, trying to find some other things. But Magster Tempali talks about it's just kind of like how like Sweden's warmer and stuff like that, you know, in the north.
Well, I will say this is I lived in Germany, the Black Forest, and it is exactly like the exact same as here, temperature wise. The highs, the lows. You know, the only difference is that I didn't get any lake effect snow or anything like that.
But we normally don't get real gnarly freezes like we did a couple years ago. A couple years ago, we got a detrimental freeze. It killed apple orchards. Destroyed peach orchards. I mean, it killed apple orchards, which was really crazy. The one that's like down the street from my house, they basically had to like start, I think, a third of their orchard from scratch. Like they couldn't sell any apples. Everything had to go to like cider production, a couple other things. There was nothing for sale out of like their like fun season last year. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure it was like that for the entire state, especially north of us. I'm at the bottom of the state. You know what I mean? Imagine like peach. I mean, there's a whole slew of cherry, peach, and all kinds of like. I mean, Michigan is just an orchard state. North of us is like orchard state. You get up really far north, and it's just beautiful country, man. The west side of the state is just loaded with orchards. We had some gnarly storms that came through a few years ago, and they wiped out like a portion of orchard because the storm came through so hard on the west side of the state, you know, right off the Lake Michigan, and it's just really.
Isn't that pretty much the only spot left where we have any old growth left? Old growth forest is kind of like that west part, that national forest.
Manistee
Yeah.
National Forest. Yeah.
There's a spot like there's a spot like in the mid, like more in the middle of the state, like I don't want to say like Grayling or that area, but like kind of like mid-state area like that, where there's only about, I think it was like 800 or 900 acres that had been preserved since forever. You know, it's the only old growth. Maybe aside from there might be some stuff up northern Michigan, like in the Upper Peninsula. That might be, but okay. So my rabbit hole search took me for the land of like the redwoods.
Here we go.
Right? I wanted to find where the fuck the redwoods went in Michigan, because Michigan used to have redwoods. So where are they? Well, there are redwoods in Michigan. There's a few. They're really huge. You can see them. They're on this 900 acre patch of land or wherever the fuck it is. But basically there. So you probably have really, really good fungal growth, you know, if you want to plant a little rice box or something down in that spot. But I'm almost positive it's like privately owned and it got subsidized by, I don't know, subsidized by the state or something like that. But I don't know what the whole backing story is, if it is a state park now or not. But
They're not as large as the ones in California, right?
No, nothing like that. I mean, it's not even as large as our national forest. It's not even as big as our national.
If it's a state park, it's worth a trip to scout out to see if we could meet and smoke there, because that would be a dope ass fucking smoke spot.
Yeah, redwoods, yeah, that'd be fucking amazing. Basically, what happened was, in I don't know what year, 1800 something, early 1900 something, Chicago burned down. The logging industry was massive in Michigan. You know, the rollways all along the entire east and west coast were being, all of our rivers were rollways. You know what I mean? They were being just logged, like our forests were just massively logged, and they would use sleigh ride, dude. They would take dogs and sleighs and pull pines out of the forest and run them up to the rivers this time of year. You know what I mean? They'd be chopping, and then they'd take them through the they'd wait till the snow came, and then they'd sleigh ride them fuckers all the way to the rollways, and they'd wait.
That's fucking sick.
And they'd wait until the spring came, right? And when the thaw was about to happen, they'd bust the rollways, and then all the logs would fall into the river, and then they shoot down fucking up in maybe fucking Lake Michigan, Lake Huron, or wherever the hell the fucking logs had to go. Sorry about all the F-bombs, man. We're probably gonna get flagged on this one. Anyways, so the logs went to Chicago. The logs helped rebuild Chicago. Our forests got pretty much decimated. There was a few, maybe more than 100 acres, or more like 30-some thousand acres of forest that was left. A big gnarly storm came through in the 1930s. And because the original forest had been taken out because of farming, this smaller patch wasn't able to really protect itself from this massive storm that came whipping across the state. As it came whizzing through, it really knocked out, the fairyland, and it took it out, man. And it got left with like whatever it is now. It's like 900 acres or whatever is old deciduous, far back forest, prehistoric land, redwoods and shit. And so that's what we got left. And so we rebuilt Chicago with all of our pines. And then since then, all of that land has been mostly farmland. You go up into our national forests, and we have and you go into an area that looks like it might be a natural forest, right? Trees are huge. They're 60 years old. Well, they're in straight single file rows, and they had been planted 60 years ago. Farmed, and they're going to cut them. They're going to go in, they're going to select cut. You're going to see X's on some trees, and that's because they go in there with log machines and they pull them out as they go and as they grow. It's all big farmland. It's very crazy, but it's open to the public, owned by the federal government. Those are our federal forests. They're huge, man. Michigan has huge. I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of acres of federal land that we have, but that's our land. That's our land to swim, camp, hunt, fish, forage, and do whatever we have to do to survive on that land. That's us.
Drum circles.
Totally protected. Yeah.
I look at it two more things is think of Michigan as it would have been, say, just 400 or 500 years ago. You know what I mean? Like it's all woods, so there's two things to think about that is holy shit, that's a lot of trees to take out. And then think, holy shit, that's a lot of people that created farmland that cleared all this shit through, you know what I mean? Since 1820, some shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe even maybe even a little earlier than that, but yeah.
That's 1600s is when they kind of breezed up through Detroit and stuff like that. I think the French
all across almost probably every square foot of the state, dude. It's been crazy. It's been a wild ride. Not just like native footprints either. Like technology has like invaded this state almost the entire ride.
The aliens just spelled out fuck, right? That took us to 3. Oh, it was me. That takes us to 2. Living on a prayer, baby.
Are you guys giving me a F-bomb count over there? Is that what's going on?
The demonetization. AB said we had 5 more fucks. Oops, that means we got 1 more.
I want to shout
Just
out.
burn through them real quick.
I want to shout out to Jack because he said Jack Greenstock in chat. He says, "Y'all make me want to visit Michigan all the time." And man, we'll see you at Hash Bash, bro.
Cheers, man.
Wait a minute, isn't that happening? Like before I say that, isn't that like weirdly happening like in a month or something?
We're talking about the 420.
Okay, cool. Or maybe it already happened. I don't even know.
First God, dude, Saturday? First Saturday sounds weirder. Why do I want to say the first Monday? That sounds even weirder, but isn't it like the first Saturday or Monday in April?
Red, I'm so fucking confused.
Is this Saturday or Friday?
Saturdays.
First Saturday in April.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah. Not to be confused with 420.
Baby, come back.
Yeah, not to be confused with the Hash Bash Cup. That's a separate event at the hotel.
Quite the party.
So during the deforestation of
we're back. Paul Bunyan.
we can go down the rabbit hole.
No,
Come on,
baby.
babe, the blue
Now it's a
eyes.
baby. Now it's a baby.
During the deforestation, this is
Baby, we're back.
during the deforestation of the world, right? As it began,
World.
We call it a couple hundred years ago, maybe a couple thousand years ago. We kind of started taking over. Well, no, we'll call it just like the last like couple hundred years, right? We finally made our way into like the poles, and that's where they found out. That's where the aliens went and disappeared to after they built the pyramids and changed culture and came here from Mars, of course. Dropped into the holes in the north and the south poles and wherever the other areas are, into the depths of the internal organs of the earth.
Right in the earth holes, man. Right in the earth holes.
Right. In the Swiss cheese. And now that they reside there today. As I'm trying so hard to get into this hollow earth shit without dying, dude.
Oh, see.
So they reside there today. So
how much do you guys appreciate Red Sesh Farm and his contributions to the Late Sesh here? Yeah. Drop a yeah man in the chat.
The Earth's inside
Yeah,
out.
man.
All the good stuff's on the inside.
Nougat.
All the technology, all the
Gotta go in the hole to get to the hole. Is that what you're
vibrations.
saying?
Fucking
What's that?
Admiral
No,
Bird
it's all
over
in there.
here.
Are you saying you
no,
gotta?
so okay, yeah. So,
Yeah,
so
it's more pretty
birds flying to the North Pole, and they
The
spotted
North Pole or the North Pole?
maybe the South Pole, the South Antarctica, and they spot the
Are you saying pole or hole right now?
hole.
There's a hole in the ground.
I'm saying Antarctica. I'm saying the bottom. I'm saying the bottom. And if you're in space, the top or the bottom.
Well, bottoms could be holes.
Could be the side.
Could be the same thing.
I can't even tell him, baby,
birds
come back right now.
Dude, he spotted a woolly mammoth. Listen, so the woolly mammoths were still around. They were just in the poles. they probably got rid of them. That's probably where the bones came from. You know, they just deleted those. They said they can't see those things. We gotta cancel histories. You know
the program.
We gotta they went through cancel history. They did the cancel history back in like, I don't know, the late 1800s.
The reset.
On the last reset.
He's talking mudbloods now.
Yeah, they taught us about dinosaurs and stuff. So anyways.
Dinosaurs. The cowboys with the pterodactyl, where they got this dude with like
they're still in there. They're still in there. And we're negotiating with them still to this day, probably. But we can't know about it. So anyways, yeah, that's where they're
at. Why wouldn't they allow us to know about that? I mean, I don't understand.
They just don't want us to know. They just think that we're gonna cause a ruckus, I think. They think we're gonna most people, I think, probably.
They don't want us.
But I think
they don't want us to know that the real, true secrets are in the hole. They don't want us just to go exploring the hole and get into the true secrets.
I think that we're connected to these aliens through thought and through whatever it is, manifestation, call it, and
third eye.
Yeah, any of that stuff. So
ancient alien theorists say yes.
A lot of the dumbing down has to do with us not being able to contact.
I can agree with that. Or like the fluoride in the water supply.
Yeah, absolutely. Suppress the pineal gland so we can't connect with our the internal organs of the earth, right? Which is
calcify. That's what I've heard. Calcify.
The hollow earth. So there's all of these. The aliens and the beings are all in there, and we can't connect with them, right?
Zoltan.
Wow, that's a flashback to my youth, man. That was a fucking awesome movie with Zoltan, the fucking genie guy. And that movie was big with Tom Hanks.
You know what really spins my sauce there? Oh, Mr. Manny D hit me with the dude. Yeah, man, make great pets.
Raptor Bro.
So here's what happened with that whole flat Earth nonsense, right? The whole flat Earth thing is just a cover up for the hollow Earth theory. Flat Earth theory, they just want you to get all confused.
Hey, you were talking about Middle Earth. You didn't even get to Middle Earth.
That's where it's at, right? That's where it's at.
Game over.
We've only dug like 8,000 feet. I don't know. Maybe let's call it 10,000 feet into the Earth or some shit. I don't know how big the Earth is, but we'll call it like 80,000.
Oh my God.
I don't. Who knows? Who knows how many miles or something like that? They dug like 8,000 miles or something like that into the Earth. I don't know the numbers. But either way, it's a poor calculation to actually discover what's inside the Earth when there's a more than likely a fictional story that's been written by somebody who came across these woolly mammoths.
It's the call of the Cthulhu.
It is so dangerous to try to
real. No. The point of the story is that we base our entire reality of what the entire Earth is made up of based on geological seismic charts that have been graphed. That's it. We didn't actually physically dig through the Earth to find out anything that's molten in the middle. We have all of those pictures that we've been shown in our textbooks are photos that they think of what the Earth actually looks like. Nothing has actually been scanned or like, you know, noticeably identified within it. I don't know. Maybe geologists in the chat are totally going to prove me wrong, and I hope
Ancient
you
alien
do.
theory.
Honestly.
Say yes.
Dude, you're
But
screwed, dude.
otherwise,
We got
I'm pretty
lots
sure
of
it's all
geologists in
just-
the chat.
this
I'm,
dude
I'm
was-
pretty sure it's all just like seismically figured out or something like that. I don't know.
This
Who
dude
knows?
was worried about getting fucking demonetized, you know, for the use of $5 and up. There we go. We're out of them now. And then he goes, he didn't get the rabbit hole.
Fuck.
Like he hit the bottom and started digging. Or did he?
Red, you're screwed, dude. We have so many geologists in chat right now. You
Oh, I know we do. I know we
You're gonna be
do.
roasted. You're gonna be roasted.
I'm telling just
Or dare I say stoned alive maybe by the
Doesn't exist.
geologist. Shout out to geologists.
I'm telling
Cheers,
so many
guys.
tales.
We-
It doesn't
we
even
st-
matter.
We still have 94 people that have been absolutely enthralled by your tales.
All I'm doing is reciting other crap that I've eaten here on the internet. None of it's real.
Other crap.
Giorgio Red Center says yes.
I regurgitate information and add my own spin on it for effect.
It's just other crap, he says.
See, abolish that
No,
is
that's-
the
that's-
perfect use of the fucking emoji right there, man.
I would like to see.
That's
somebody
why I
do
like to do this show,
though.
man.
I'm
That's why this
hoping
shit
that-
is fun, man.
I'm hoping Elon Musk or somebody like that can actually dig through or really find out and cut through, and let's figure it out, right? What's propelling, what's spinning, what's propelling the Earth, what's
Well,
causing
he's thinks-
17,000 miles an hour.
Well,
what's
his
the density
his
and-
theory is that it's the Matrix or whatever. That's what his theory is. This is we're living in a Matrix.
That's why I think it could be hollow.
Simulation. There we go.
Yeah, simulation theory. There you go.
So I think like if it's a
Somebody
simulation, it
earlier-
could also
I
be
think it was,
hollow.
wasn't it Brittany that was pushing for the
Necessary to be solid.
the 2012 conspiracy earlier? Let's just fall
that
off the
happened.
cliff here in the last
That-
3
that
minutes of the
happened.
show. Right?
Yeah, that actually happened. Mayans totally predicted that. We're just seeing some of the ripples right now.
It all makes sense.
Solar minimums, man.
Well, the ripples I'm seeing, I'm
Stuff's
like,
actually occurring. Well, no, what
The
the,
ripple,
Mayans
I
actually
think, is
predicted.
what Red's been drinking
Mayans-
pre-show.
they can ripple the other way as far as I'm concerned.
The Mayans predicted a solar minimum, and it's causing these colder than average shoulder seasons, and it's going to cause colder than average forward years, and maybe like the next. It's like it's I think
You
like
say shoulder seasons?
shoulder season, spring,
What is
fall, in between the main growing season.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean.
Between sun
Where you're going to start your crops or finish your crops, maybe
Like
some
in
fall
betweens.
crops. Yeah, you're in between seasons. Yeah, maybe even winter or something like that. So we're gonna have like real heavy, gnarly, maybe crazy weather pattern winters.
I'm seeing colds, man. I'm seeing more below average colds.
Since
Look at the snow they're getting tons of snow up north in the UP. You see that?
since like 2011, 2012, since probably maybe even a little bit earlier than that, I've been noticing it's just been inherently warmer in, let's say, end of February, March. It just usually we have a lot more snow. We have a lot more. I don't know. When I was a kid, I remembered winter just taking forever to disappear, man. And it still kind of seems like it takes forever to disappear, but
Sometimes
it's
it
a lot
snows
more.
in April.
It does snow in April, but it's not the snow that was still.
But it was
February.
melted first. Yeah.
Yeah.
that
Like
comes
this
on top
snow,
of it.
right?
Yeah.
Like the snow used to go from like January, February to April. Now it's like, might snow,
Yes.
but then we get dumped on in April. You know what I mean?
Just enough to fuck up the plants.
It's just a totally different. Yeah, it totally fucks up our crop season. But anyway,
It's too
so
over, man.
what's been going on is there's well, I don't know what's been going on, but what's speculated is that
Got his
there's-
hand on the pulse, guys.
I don't know any of this shit, okay? But speculated is that there's less than average solar activity that happens on cycle like every 300, 400, 200 to 300 years, whatever the cycle is, but it lasts like 11 years. And what ends up going on is that your shoulder seasons get affected pretty much the most because they end up being real cold, and then you get really cold frost and strange winters, but you also get warmth because you're also getting high solar activity. So summers get really hot, winters get really hot, but you get these weird shoulder seasons, probably based on the way that the Earth is directed or something like that. I'm not sure. So anyway, similar to what we're seeing the last couple of years,
Anyway,
this year we're coming into a colder year, okay? And then so what'll end up going on is like it's a crest, right? Think of like a sine wave, and this is in theory. Think of the sine wave, and that lasts about 11 years, and we're at like year 1, 2 of the sine wave. So in the next 2, 3, 4 years, it's going to get a little colder, a little colder, a little colder, and then we're going to come back out the other side, and it's going to take however long. And then we've been slowly getting into this for like the last whatever.
Get even more cold. You're saying though.
Years.
Expect it to be
even more cold.
Or do you expect us to be on that bottom curve and kind of heading out of it?
No, we're going up it right now. It's not supposed to crest until like 2024 or something, or 2025 or 2026 or something like that, and then it's going to come down the other side. The scary part is then when the economists or whoever the Reaganomics or whoever throws the data that says these rises and falls occur during like famines and plagues in history and things like that. And so it's like, or like the crop's going to start to fail in the next couple of years. Should we start to practice our greenhouse growing, our caterpillar tunnel growing, and things like that? Maybe we could work on some of that stuff. I don't know. I think Sequence has an awesome start and they're ahead of the game. I think anybody who's got indoor gardens is kind of ahead in the game, or who does kind of know how to grow just in case we start getting frosts and freezes in, let's say, I don't know, early September, the end of August or something like that. That could really be detrimental to a lot of industry. You know what I mean?
And with that, we've ran up against the wall. Make sure that you drop a like on the way out. Red has been absolutely on fire tonight. Ancient aliens theorists would agree. They would agree. Before we get out of here, I want to toss it over to Spartan, give him a chance to get a word in edgewise here. Oh, you went quiet on us. There we go.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yes? Okay. I was going to say that was like the History Channel show. I was just enthralled, just watching it happen. It was very entertaining. Thank you, Red.
We've all gotten high and watched that before.
I learned a lot too, man. So thank you. And shout out
check out that solar minimum stuff, man. It's
no, I do. I've heard
interesting to look into.
I have heard about that, and
don't worry about the graphs and worrying about famine and plague. All that stuff is a bunch of nonsense. But like,
yeah, we're just coming out of the.
Actually kind of interesting. Yeah.
Still trying to get a word in.
The scary thing about the maximum is that when we go into maximum, it gets warmer, but then it starts sending out those fucking solar flares, which will knock out all our electrical grids. So, yeah, there's not a lot of stuff to look forward in when you look into that kind of thing. So I tend to avoid it. But yeah, shout out chat, everybody in chat. They were killing it in chat, and man, it was just awesome to hang with you guys. So thanks for.
You made it to extra time.
Yeah, through extra time. So, but I'm feeling pretty medicated. I don't think it's going to take me long to fall asleep. So, good night, everybody. Love y'all. Growers love.
Red.
Thank you, Smart. I want to thank everybody for hanging out and listening to my fables, my stories. No, honestly, the Michigan tree story, that's a true.
It's a true story. No, that's true.
That's a true story from my understanding. I didn't make all that BS up.
Yes.
That was definitely information that I had been read in books and things like that. It's all very, very good information. I love the history of Michigan. I love the history of our forests. I spent a lot of time in our forests. I spent a lot of time outdoors, so I dig it, man.
Google trees before us, man.
Yeah, I'm just. Who knows what the hell's in the North South Pole? Who knows? Who cares? What I know is that Michigan right now has some crazy weather, and I'm gonna get to harvesting. What we did have was a new moon the other day, and I know that there's a Farmer's Almanac practice that is to harvest around your new moon because of gravitational forces pulling water away from your plant that makes it a little bit better for it drying wise. So if you can get some of the water out of your plant towards the new moon. So we had it a few days ago. So a few days previous, a few days after, go ahead and chop. Red Setter Farm, you can find me on Instagram. Shout out to all my friends and family over at New Standard, and I hope everybody gets a chance. If you're in the area in Hazel Park, check them out. They're also putting a place that might be open, I'm not sure, in Warren. So check out them there also. So hope to see anybody pop in. I'll be there later this week. Check my story on Instagram. I'll most likely update if and when I'm there. So cheers, everybody. Peace out.
So also, if you chop around a new moon, chop at night and take advantage of that darkness and preserve all those terps.
I like that tip too.
I would just like to say how much I enjoy doing the show with both of you guys, man. I not only learn cool shit, is I also get to laugh my ass off with you guys. And I just want to say to everybody in the chat that has hung with us until the very end, you were absolutely rewarded with some funny ass Red Setter Farm classics. Until then, I am Skilbo1 on Instagram, Skilbo17 on here. Make sure you like and subscribe. Other than that, we will see you guys Sunday night for the Bro Show Live at 9